Good evening. It's Friday, July 9, 2021 here in Cebu City. I'm Cherry Ann Lim and this is SunStar Tonight. Children as young as 5 years old may now go out of their homes in areas under general community quarantine and modified general community quarantine. But they may not go to the malls and other mixed-use indoor-outdoor buildings and facilities. Chari Coronel reports.
Children 5 years old and above are now allowed to go out of their homes in areas under general community quarantine and modified GCQ. However, based on Resolution 125, approved by the Interagency Task Force for the Management of Emerging Infectious Diseases, they are not allowed in malls and other mixed-use indoor or outdoor buildings and facilities. Outdoor areas are limited to parks, playground, beaches, biking and hiking trails, outdoor tourist sites and attractions as may be defined by the Department of Tourism, outdoor non-contact sports courts and venues, and alfresco dining establishments. Parents must accompany their children and must follow minimum health standards such as wearing of face masks and face shields and observing physical distance. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque Jr. in a press briefing today said that local government units are given discretion to increase the age restriction for children depending on the COVID-19 situation in their localities. In Cebu City, the Emergency Operations Center said the decision is up to Mayor Edgardo Labella if he will implement IATF's new guideline. However, City Councilor Joel Garganera, the Deputy Chief Implementer of the EOC, highlighted that the cases in the city is increasing. Cebu City has recorded 93 new COVID-19 cases yesterday. Chari Coronel, SunStar Tonight.
A condominium-type housing for government employees worth 1.6 billion pesos will soon rise in Barangay Pulangbato in Cebu City. Kenneth Torres reports.
Government employees in Cebu will soon have a decent home once the construction of the medium-rise condominium-type housing in Barangay Pulangbato, Cebu City will be finished. The South Park Residences, a housing project of the National Housing Authority, is built for the personnel of Armed Forces of the Philippines or AFP, Philippine National Police or PNP, Bureau of Fire Protection, Philippine Coast Guard, Bureau of Jail Management and Penology, and employees of the city, provincial, and municipal halls. NHA General Manager Marcelito Escalada Jr. said that the 1.6 billion housing project is composed of two 10-story and one 13-story residential buildings with a total of 850 units. 35% are intended for AFP personnel, 35% for PNP personnel, 20% for employees of Cebu City Hall, provincial government and municipalities, while 10% can be occupied by personnel of Philippine Coast Guard, BFP and BJMP. The NHA said that overseas Filipino workers can also avail of the housing project should there are still available units 3 months after the completion of the project, which is targeted in February 2023. Each unit has a rate of around 1.7 million pesos, no equity and only a straight monthly payment within the next 30 years. Central Command Chief Lieutenant General Roberto Ancan said that the housing project would be beneficial to his colleagues, especially those coming from other provinces and are assigned here in Cebu. Ancan said that the AFP will prioritize those who are still active or have not retired yet. Those who want to avail only need to process the pre-qualification to be conducted by the NHA and secure the requirements of Pag-ibig Fund. Kenneth Torres, SunStar Tonight.
Over 30 million pesos worth of illegal drugs was seized from two persons during a deadly buy-bust at the South Road properties in Cebu City on Thursday night. Chari Coronel reports.
Two suspected drug dealers were killed in a buy-bust last night at the South Road properties in Cebu City. Police authorities also seized from them 4.5 kilos of suspected shabu worth over 30 million pesos. Police Lieutenant Colonel Regino Maramag, chief of the Philippine Drug Enforcement Group Central Visayas, said the slain drug dealers were identified as John Carlo Pojas, 22 years old, who was from Sitio Fatima, Barangay Pusuk in Lapu-Lapu City, and Ryan Bendibil of Barangay Poblacion in Tabuelan Town. Pojas was a former inmate of Abuyog penal farm for the crime of murder, while Bendibil was a former inmate of Danao City Jail for illegal drugs charges. Maramag said that the suspects worked for suspected drug lord Alvaro alias Baruch as hitmen. High-powered firearms were also recovered from the suspects. Chore Coronel, SunStar Tonight.
President Rodrigo Duterte has approved the nomination of Julius Neri Jr. as the new general manager of the Cebu International Airport Authority. However, the MCIAA board will still have to officially elect Neri before he can assume the position. Kenneth Torres reports.
President Rodrigo Duterte has approved the nomination of Julius Neri Jr. as the new general manager of the Cebu International Airport Authority. The letter from Malacanang was sent to the board of directors of MCIAA, Transportation Secretary Arthur Tugade and Chairman Samuel Dagpin Jr. of the Office of the Government Corporate Council. The MCIAA board will have to officially elect Neri on their next board meeting on July 15 before he can assume the position. Neri said he will prioritize the safety of passengers and the employees of the airport, as well as to prepare for the return of air traffic by building infrastructure. He said they target to finish the ongoing construction of the second runway before the term of the president ends. Asked if there will be any major changes in the airport, Neri said they will strive to come up with new plans and sustain the efficient ones. Neri had been with SunStar for 30 years as he rose from the ranks to president and general manager. He also has experience with the airport since late 2016 as an active board member in partnering with GMR Megawide Cebu Airport Corporation. Kenneth Torres, SunStar Tonight.
To get the latest, visit www.sunstar.com.ph. Follow us on our YouTube channel and official social media accounts on Twitter and Facebook. I'm Cherry Ann Lim. Thanks for watching SunStar Tonight. See you again next week. Good night.